Hey guys, we are checking in with some weekly tarot tips.
And for a feel-good hangout with you guys to have some fun, stay sane, and just vibe together.
Vibe
Vibe
together.
vibe.
So for those of you who are just getting to know us,
I'm Heather.
and I'm David
From zenrosgarden.com.
.com, home of Zen Ed Academy. Now we do have a quick offer at the end for those of you who want more.
As well as some free stuff, just to say thank you for hanging out with us.
So stick around for that.
Yes.
And more. So as you guys come on, let us know that you're here with a hashtag live tribe, or if you're watching on the replay, give us a hashtag replay fam. If you have any questions as we go, drop them in the comments as we go.
That's a lot of as we goes.
I
feel like gotta have my tea this morning because allergy season.
Gotta
this
have
is
it.
like everything saving my life.
So let us play the emoji game. For those of you who already know how to play, get ready. For everybody else, here is how to play. As we go through the tip of the day, you pick the emoji that you think fits best, and we will pick our favorite at the end and pull a card for the winner.
So it's gonna be kind of fun. So I want to talk a little bit. Let's get into the tip for the day.
Yep.
And this tip kind of goes for not just tarot, but I think it's really important if you are a tarot card reader, or if you're getting into it, or if you're doing it for yourself. And some teachers are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. But I want to explain why I believe this. Some teachers will teach you that everything in the card reading is a sign. But that sort of spins off into the rest of your life. Like you're always looking for signs to confirm the reading. And there's a way to do it wrong, and there's a way to do it right. And we're going to talk about that. So I want to revisit this topic that we have previously talked about a couple of different ways in the past. So a sign versus a synchronicity. A synchronicity is really what we're looking for when we say it was a sign. It's really a synchronicity, which is sort of something that you stumble upon, something that you're surprised by, something that sort of you're not looking for but just happens, and you go, oh, okay, that is so fabulous and so wonderful. So I'm going to tell you about two of mine that, which has kind of sparked this topic for me. One was I was in the backyard watering a couple of weeks ago, and I was hosing and just kind of thinking. I was really sad, and I was thinking about my father-in-law from my marriage before, but who I really loved, and he was a gardener. I was thinking about him, and his wife, my ex-mother-in-law, loved hummingbirds, and their backyard was filled with hummingbirds, and I always had so much peace in their backyard. And all of a sudden, this hummingbird comes out of the tree and starts hovering right at my feet, like this far from me. And I was like, what? And I had the hose, and he was like looking at the hose, looking at me, and I had these like red gloves on with flowers on, and I thought he must be attracted to my red gloves. But then he started drinking out of the fountain, out of the hose, and I'm like, I started bawling like a baby because it was such a beautiful moment to like be in that space with that hummingbird. And he stayed there for like 10 minutes, and then he followed me to the other side of the yard and drank out of the hose. I'm like, am I Snow White? What the heck, you know? So I thought that was really beautiful. And to me, that was a synchronicity. I wasn't looking for it. It just happened. The second one was when I was in Sequoia National Forest, and I was going through a very hard time and making a hard decision. I'd written a children's book about a bat at the time for my daughter. And the bat was sort of a spirit animal for me at the time. So I was sitting by the fire thinking about this thing. I was writing a poem, and all of a sudden, this bat, I must have had a bug. This is how I rationalized. I must have had a bug near my face, but this bat, this little tiny pipistrelle bat, which was the kind of bat that I wrote the story about, flew out of the sky and sort of kissed me on the cheek. It like, boom, and then it flew away. And I went, that is so cool. So those are the kinds of things that are synchronicities that we like to call signs. So the difference between reaching for a sign, like I gotta have confirmation, and allowing the synchronicity is what we want to look for in tarot or the intuitive arts, or working with our spirit guides. And there's reasons for it. Because when you're reaching for a sign, when you go into a reading and like everything is a sign, so, oh, that moved, that's a sign. Well, it might be, but are you surprised by it? Or are you reaching for it? Right. That noise that you heard, is that a sign? Oh, it's a sign.
Right.
So you can really end up spiritually bypassing something like, oh, I want to look for a sign and get more and more confirmation for this thing so I don't have to do the work. Right. Possibly, or it's going to happen for sure. I keep getting signs. So there's a difference here.
There's a big difference between reaching and allowing.
So are you feeling me on that? So we're going to talk a little bit more about it.
Right.
So signs
Signs are confirmation for something that you already know.
Yes.
If you've got yourself connected to that part of your intuition, that part of your knowing, that part of your subconscious that already knows what's going on, then you get confirmation outside and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. I know, once again, that I'm on the right direction, as opposed to the reaching that we were just talking about.
So signs, which is really confirmation, happen when we trust ourselves. You're like, okay, I have faith in that answer. I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to do the work now. So signs, like David said, it's confirmation for something you already know in your heart. You're not in this, you're kind of anxious because you got to do the work. It's an uncertain future, but you're not fearful and terrified. So, but when we don't trust ourselves, we can start spinning into a rabbit hole of, let me just check one more time. Let me just check one more time. Let me just check one more time. Let me look for the signs. So I make sure that the first message was right.
That's OCD sign collecting.
It's metaphysical OCD, right? So then you are really spinning into this fear place.
Yeah.
And you're not having faith, which is
You're out of the flow place.
So faith is an important thing.
Yes.
I don't care what spiritual system you adhere to or religious system or whatever, but faith is a human system. Okay, we label it under different religions and spiritual and metaphysical and new age or whatever the heck you want to call it, but faith is a human thing that is the most important thing for you to have. Faith, hope, and optimism as a human. It just that is the number one thing, and neuroscientists have studied this to help you have a healthy brain and a happy life. So not having faith, when you're really spinning into fear, you are not having faith and you're continually checking for signs, and possibly, and here's the thing I want to put out there, you are possibly changing the outcome of the original message
instead of doing the damn thing. So later you end up getting salty because the thing didn't happen the way that you want it. But what you're not realizing is that you were spending so much time seeking signs that you didn't actually do the thing that you were supposed to do. It's a little psychic irony,
It's
right?
a little spiritual irony. So, so you're feeling me here. Drop some emojis as we go. Like, tell me that you're feeling me.
Yeah.
Also, drop some emojis.
Yeah, because we're still playing the game.
Yeah.
We're still playing the emoji game. So drop the emoji that you feel best fits any of these tips as we go through it. And we're going to pick one in a few moments and give a reading for that person.
Well, I'm going to pull a card for you. I met an Episcopalian priest once, I think like 30 years ago, and he was so cute.
So a priest, a rabbi, and a... No,
it was not a joke. It was this is a real person. And they were asking kind of the same question, like, I'm praying and 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 I'm waiting for a sign, I'm waiting for a sign. It was the same type of thing, but this is under a religious context. And he said, don't nag God. How stupid do you think God is, right?
Yeah.
He's like, you've already asked, you've already opened your heart to God. So now your job now is done. And now
let go.
Let go.
Let it happen.
And let God, as they say,
let
right?
Let go and let God, right?
Right. So it's like you've put your heart out there, you've asked. Now your job as a human being is to do the work.
Yeah.
And this is not just, like I said, a religious concept, a spiritual system, a new age, and nothing. It is a human concept.
This is also a mental concept, because if you're nagging your subconscious the same way that you're nagging God, it's the same thing, that you're going to get the same results.
You're changing the outcome. You can possibly really change the outcome and self-sabotage. We see people do it all the time. So you will find little nuggets all through the wisdom literature throughout time, in any generation, at any time. There's the one that says grace without work is dead. It's the same sort of concept. Grace is about you're doing all the things that you can do, or your grace is the energy of the universe of God that fills in what you cannot possibly accomplish as a human.
You do as much work as you possibly can, and grace fills in the rest.
But you have to show that you're showing up to the party, right?
Yeah.
So that's the work. So grace doesn't work unless you do what your part.
Right.
So God, the universe, whatever you adhere to, does not do the work for you. So sometimes when we're seeking signs, we're hoping to just let go and expect our room to be cleaned up when we get home. We're not kids anymore, right? Move out of your dad's basement. So the same thing with God. God's your parent, right? It's the divine parenthood. So do the best you can.
And move out of your dad's basement.
Right. I can pay this much of my college tuition. Okay, great. I'm going to match your funds as a parent.
Right.
That's what grace is.
Right.
If you're like spending all your time in the hookah lounge or smoking pot in your dorm room and not doing the work,
and
you're
expecting
like,
daddy to pay for everything.
Can you pay for all my dad's eventually going to go, sorry.
No.
I want to see you put some effort in.
Yeah.
This is the same concept as grace without work.
Right. So when you continue to seek and you get caught up in the seeking instead of just being pleasantly surprised by the sign that pops up, like the hummingbird or the bat, it confirms your faith. Okay? So those parts when you're confirming your faith, that's more of the signs that come up and go, "Oh wow, yeah, that's really cool. Okay, I know I'm on the right track. I know I'm connected." When you're surprised, when you're constantly seeking, you get lost in it and you miss your faith.
Yes, faith is the thing we want to get to. We want to get the message, the feel good, that initial hit of emotion, and then we want to let go and we want to do the work. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Right.
I have faith that no matter what I do, it's going to turn out the way it's supposed to. Maybe not the way I am imagining, I have this super perfect plan in my brain, which may not be as perfect as you think because you can't see everything. You are not the eyes in the sky.
Right.
So faith, hope, and optimism is the number one thing neuroscience has shown that is important to keep a healthy brain and a happy spirit.
And to keep your brain young, literally.
So and I do remember, there's one thing I want to leave you with this tip, is that the synchronicity that you receive after you get a message of any kind, whether it's in tarot or when you're praying or when you're just, going through your struggles in your dark night of the soul, that thing that breaks through the clouds and gives you some kind of emotion, like when the hummingbird was drinking out of the fountain, I was thinking about, or the bat that kissed my cheek when I was making a difficult decision. That was like, I'd already knew what my decision was. I was in the space of, I have to make this decision. It's going to be really difficult. And the bat came and kissed my cheek. It was like, okay, I had emotion. There was an emotional reaction. Those are the kinds of signs that
the confirmation of the sign. And I'll have the same thing when I've got a sign, whether it's a billboard, whether it's a person engaging in a conversation with me saying just the right moment or just the right words at just the right moment in just the right way. That emotion is kind of what connects and validates the sign. At least that's the way it works for me. So I don't look for it, but I know it when I see it, mainly because of that emotional confirmation.
You'll see this, I think, in every wisdom literature. Allow for synchronicities. I'm going to call them synchronicities because really we're talking about synchronicities as opposed to signs, which is really kind of the same thing.
Right.
So allow for synchronicities. Don't reach for signs.
Stop being OCD with your signs.
Yeah.
It boils down to stop being OCD with your signs. Let it happen naturally. You didn't leave the stove on. You locked your front door. You're good.
Often I leave the stove on accident.
No, not often.
Not anymore, because David got me a new stovetop instead of the ancient 1970s one that we had. It has a little red burner, and then I can see it's on. Shuffle these cards up while David picks our card winner.
While Heather shuffles her cards.
I'm shuffling.
You're shethering.
I don't know what that means, but...
Okay, Misha Lee is the winner, so you get one card pulled for you. You two rock. Thank you, Genevieve.
Okay, so I pulled for you, very interestingly.
I pulled this for you.
I pulled the Two of Pentacles, which I really sort of love. Because it's a fun card. It's a card about, a lot of people see this card like on the surface as I've got to balance my finances. And under the surface it sort of is, and on the surface it sort of is. But what it really is about joyful play, pleasure. It's kind of take a moment, put aside a little bit in your budget for a little bit of fun and luxury for yourself.
Yes.
It's not about overindulging. It's about balancing it. But it is the one card that's about, well, not the only card in the tarot, but it's a card that's definitely about dancing and joyfulness and gaiety. I love that old word. I know it, it's a different culture, but my mom was born in the Depression. Gaiety.
Gaiety is still a word that works.
I think of the Roaring Twenties. I think of the Roaring Twenties when I think of gaiety because my mom was born in 1920. It's about joyfulness. It's about find some space to have some joy, to play, to dance, to experience those little pleasures and joys of life. So the Three of Cups and the Six of Wands are sort of all about big party, big indulgence, and the Nine of Cups. They're all about big. But the Two of Pentacles is about, it's sort of an internal joyful, maybe you need to put on some music and dance today. It's sort of about just making you feel good. So that's what it is. And we could all use a little feel good these days.
So look at her emoji, the one she picked.
Let me see the emoji. Oh.
It's a little universe one with the two stars that is very similar to the Pentacles.
Well, so you see this little infinity ribbon all through the Rider-Waite Tarot. And it's important because what the infinity ribbon means, you see it in the Magician card, you see it in the Strength card, you see it in the Two of Pentacles card. If somebody can think of another card in the Rider-Waite off the top of their head where you see the infinity sign, drop it in the comments. But the Two of Pentacles is one where you see that infinity sign. And what it means especially the Magician and the Strength card is that you are doing something in the human world and partnering with the divine.
Yep.
It's infinite. You're partnering with an infinite force, which is also kind of ties into our tip for the day, because if you allow, our job as humans here is to, get our messages, do our work, and then have faith and allow that we are partnering. We can't always see what that partnership looks like, right? But that's what faith is for. Because if you don't have faith, you're not having a human experience.
Follow the feeling with faith.
I'm getting chills right now. I'm getting some sort of
So Misha, let us know if that resonates with you, how that hits home. And Courtney did a little magic ball.
Chef Courtney in the house. Girl, we have been cooking up some stuff at home. A lot for my garden. I've been foraging.
And then Genevieve says, my grandma used that word.
Yeah, my mom.
Gaiety.
Yeah, my mom. My mom was almost 50 when she had me, so she was kind of like
grandma age.
Grandma age. So like all my friends' grandmas were my mom's age. So that's why probably I'm so wacky. But
that's a part of it.
So that I think this infinity sign is fun because it's a little hidden message in the tarot that is we are that's why the Two of Pentacles is about balance. It's not so much about gluttonous indulgent. It's about being joyful in the dancing. With the universe. So maybe dance with the universe today. Put on some Tibetan and just
Tibetan things.
Shake your groove thing.
And Genevieve says, thank you, love it. Awesome. That's definitely what you think. So we do want to take a moment to tell you quickly about that offer to join our online community where our Zen heads hang out and where we, as of a couple years ago, teach all of our courses, including our comprehensive tarot course.
Now we have a tribe of powerhouse students from around the globe who connect, learn, and improve their skills 24 hours a day.
If you want in, we made it easy to access not just one class, but over 21 seriously deep PhD-backed courses to binge on to your heart's content.
So check that out in the description.
Genevieve says, yes, it is awesome. I need to get back on there. Yes. I'm learning a lot. Thank you guys, Genevieve.
Super happy to have you with us.
It's there when you're ready. So Genevieve happens to be one of our Zen heads. Misha says, much love to you both. Awesome, Misha. Good to see you. So since you guys have watched this far, be sure to check out the goodies that we've got for you. There's a link in the description if you like this video.
Hit that like button.
Hit it hard. If you want to see more videos like this,
be sure to subscribe.
And spank that bell to turn notifications on.
So you're the first to know
when we drop a new video.
Or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource. And as Amanda says, yes, join. I love Zen Ed Academy. So we know that time is a valuable and precious resource. And the fact that you guys have chosen to spend that with us, we absolutely honor and appreciate that. But most importantly, that you are here to level up your life and your skills and take everything to a whole new level. We honor and appreciate that even more. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video.